Briefly on Pakistan, if I may. Not switch continents, but at least switch countries. Again, the situation is volatile and changing rapidly. We believe that the number of people displaced by the most recent fighting in the Swat Valley and elsewhere and registered with the Pakistan authorities with the help of UNHCR is now over 1.4 million, and that's the latest statistics I can give you. That is, of course, in addition to the 550,000 which had already been displaced by earlier fighting since last August. So we're talking around almost 2.1 million people, a total IDP population between 2 million and 2.1 million people, a total displaced population. We believe that around 15 to 20% of those who've been registered are in camps at the moment. In other words, around 250,000 or so in some 24 camps altogether. Which means that most people are either with host families, host communities, or in rented accommodation or somewhere else. Again, this is clearly a major humanitarian challenge for the government and for all the aid agencies and NGOs that are trying to help the government, and all the agencies are scaling up their efforts and their presence rapidly. UNHCR, which already had a major presence in Pakistan because of this decades it spent there helping Afghan refugees, has been distributing aid from the stocks it already had in the country, helping establish new camps and as well as registration centres. And I think, as you know, also was able to airlift another 120 tonnes of additional relief supplies from its regional stockpile in Dubai last week. For example, 10,000 mosquito nets, 14,000 plastic sheets and plastic rolls for shelter items. And of course, the High Commissioner for Refugees was there himself over the weekend to look at the situation for himself and to call attention to the very large scale of humanitarian need that there is. The World Food Programme have been able to reach, I think, 780,000 people so far, but are hoping to scale that up as well. And there's extra work going on in the nutrition field, shelter, as I mentioned, health, and of course emergency education for the many, many children who have been displaced and need some kind of normality and, if possible, activity. So that's the position we have there at the moment. Obviously there will need to be extra resources provided for that kind of scale of humanitarian assistance, and I expect some kind of a revised appeal to be published this week, but I can't give you any more details about that at this moment. There are discussions currently going on between the agencies and of course with the government.